My name is Giorgos Vougioukas and I work as a test engineer by Airbus. And I'm part of the team that performs the testing on the payload of the second generation of Galileo satellites. So my typical day consists of me going to the lab. We have a model of the Galileo's second generation of satellites payload there. We switch it on, we try to do tests, and when something goes wrong, we try to figure out what has gone wrong. And imagine that since I was a kid, I always like to take things apart, try to understand them, try to figure out why they work the way they do, being radios, being two-stroke engines, whatever. And later also trying to repair electronics things, all the electronic things, all mechanical things. So imagine the satisfaction that this inner kid, the curiosity of the inner kid gets when he has to work on problems related to space electronics and space systems, where they are designed to solve really complex problems and to operate in conditions of space, where you cannot just go there, open it and figure out what's wrong with it. You have to design it in advance so you know that if something goes wrong, something will be there to solve it remotely. And this is super interesting for me. My background is I did my undergraduate studies as an electrical engineer in Technical University of Crete, where I then continued towards pursuing my PhD in wireless communications and electronics and ultra-low power communications, specifically backscatter radio. Then I decided to leave academia and head for the industry. And of course, as a kid with the interest on electronics and mechanical and space, of course it was really expected for me to look something in the space sector, where I was really lucky to find an opportunity and immediately grab it. I would say that it was really useful that I had, I don't know how to say it, maybe my skills were like the ones for a Swiss Army knife or a Leatherman. And it was really useful that I had a background which connected a lot of things, like communications, a little bit of signal processing, a little bit of electronics, and I could that way figure out problems more easily. So I guess this is really useful for the work I do, which currently for me is a dream job, as I described it earlier. Another thing that I would say it's my favorite thing is the people you meet and the stories they have to tell, because you meet people that have worked on really interesting projects like Sentinel missions, like SAR missions, like James Webb Telescope. I mean, the integration of the NIRSpec was done in the clean room right next to the lab that I work. It's really exciting to hear stories from people of how they dealt with problems, funny stories from projects, so I would say it's really interesting. One other thing, I would have to say that also because these companies are really big companies, they have inertia with me, which means that some things that could be safely done fast take more time than they usually should take.